Hello and welcome to Three Dudes and a Lady. Join us for a little motivation, a little inspiration, and perhaps a way to deal with your day. I'm Mike from Virginia. My gratitude this morning is for cooler temperatures and warmer coffee.
Hey, good morning, folks. My name is Earl, hailing from the beautiful state of North Carolina. And my gratitude for today is connections, connections, and new beginnings.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Jay Anderson from the wild, wonderful state of West Virginia. My gratitude today is you.
Hey guys, I'm Christine Wright, hailing out of the great state of Florida. My gratitude for the day is Jay Shetty's topic. It's a good one. I didn't think it was going to be about self-compassion. I thought it was going to be about something else. So, his title was Motivated by Kindness. Like how we have change in our life or we're trying to tackle our to-do list, right? It can be a struggle to actually get motivated, right? When it comes to lighting a fire, kindness might be the way to get motivated, according to what Jay was saying, right? The power of kindness in us and others helps us to become more compassionate, right? Many of us are reluctant to deploying kindness, though. We think that self-criticism is more of a motivator to us than being self-compassionate, right? Being hard on ourselves can make us doubt our own ability. Negative self-talk can deter us, right, from actually wanting to do what we're supposed to be doing. Because we are both the attacker and the attacked, right? We are flooded with negative hormones that can shut us down. When we offer ourselves courage and support, it makes us feel safe, but it also makes us want to do better, right? Self-compassion has the ability to evoke our caring. He went over some studies that have shown that self-compassion can actually reduce our stress level. And if you're struggling to take action, use self-compassion instead of aggression. It's going to help warm us to what we're supposed to be doing. You guys, I am terrible at this. I am so hard on myself. Like we are our hardest critic for sure. No doubt about it. But my self-talk is extremely negative, right? But I would never say those things to somebody else ever. Have you ever heard the saying like treat yourself as you would treat others? Like would you say that to a friend? No, we would not, right? We're not going to talk to our friend the way we would talk to ourselves. And it's such a hard thing, but I get it. Like when they talked about being motivated, like if we are kind to ourselves and self-compassionate, we're going to be way more motivated than if we're talking negative to ourselves, right? Because then we're just in a negative state of mind and everything's going sideways and spiraling out of control and we become irrational and all the things happen, right? Whereas if we show ourselves some self-compassion or kindness, do you think that's going to happen? I would say that we're going to give ourselves more grace then, right? What are you guys' thoughts?
Ooh, man.
Yeah, good one, right?
I think Jay just got back from a little vacation. Christine, you're ready to go on one. You get the same charge on a daily basis if you just treat yourself a little kinder.
Yeah, but sometimes even on
Right.
vacations, there's negative self-talk, right? Because there's like, what am I doing? I shouldn't be on this vacation. I'm spending all this money. I should be working, especially if you're self-employed, because when you're
Oh yeah.
self-employed, if a lot of times if you're not working, you're not making money, right? So in our minds, we're thinking, especially entrepreneurs, we're thinking, well, I need to be working. I don't need to be on vacation, right?
Well, so true. So I have a two-part question. Sorry, guys, it's just what I do. If we are kind to someone else, what do you generally see back from that other person?
Kindness.
Smile.
Smile, happiness.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay. So that kind of answers that question. Why can't we apply that to our own self?
Yeah, why is it so hard?
Why is it so hard? because ourself seems to we don't tend to respond until our give a shit meter gets pegged. I mean, then we decide to respond, and in all actuality, it's kind of like you want to be in a relationship with someone, and you hope that during that relationship that if something semi flares up or whatever, that both parties can be honest, and open, and transparent immediately. That way, this thing doesn't build. And then things get said during that build up that really wasn't meant to say, but your emotions are so charged versus at the beginning of something where it doesn't have to escalate versus you trying to de-escalate. Why can't we do that? What is built into us as humans that does not allow that to happen? I'm assuming some people can do that. I suck at it. Christine, I'm with you. I
Yeah,
suck at it.
terrible,
But God,
terrible.
dads, when my give a shit meter gets pegged, I feel so much better. I'm like, this is not what I thought it was. But it takes that to happen. And for me,
Yeah,
this is a tool that I need to practice on a daily basis.
yeah. And like I have to, for some reason, I have to be open and honest about the way I talk to myself. Like for Mike, my husband, Mike, I explained to him what happened, and he knows my irrational side, right? He's seen it multiple times. So he understands.
He can call you out on it.
Yes, exactly. And he will. Mike will definitely call me out on it because I can handle that, right? We have a relationship where if I'm acting irrational, I need to know because then I'm more self-aware of what's going on, right? But the thing is like, why would it take that? Why can't I just be more self-compassionate? It's so hard though. Earl, Mike,
The first thing that's going through my mind is baby steps. Maybe baby steps, being compassionate to yourself. Now you could wake up in a good mood, and so far your day's starting off right. You're going to work or wherever you're going. And all of a sudden somebody cuts you off and flips you off, and traffic pisses the hell out of you, and then you kind of hit the trigger point, and instantly it just does something to your day. Then you got to take two steps back. So I'm not gonna let that person ruin my day. And then you get to work, your computer's not working, or something's going on. It's like, no, I cannot let this ruin my day.
yeah.
And
And
somebody calls you out, on something. It's like, I woke up in a good mood. Why is this happening? So I mean, I think you just got to take baby steps to kind of recoup what you had in the morning to first get started with. It's better said than done, but that's the first thing that's going through my mind.
yeah, it's definitely easier said than done for sure, no doubt. Mike?
Firstly, my negative self-talk, and I'm going to call it guilt because that's what it is. It is around me being busy but not productive.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And something I something I have to work on.
And a lot of that is us thinking that the busyness is productive, right?
Hmm.
Because we want to think that being busy is just productive. And sometimes it's not, right? But like that could definitely lead to some negative self-talk instead of being more compassionate with ourselves and giving ourselves more grace, right?
You know, Christine, a couple of years ago when we first started this platform, one of the things that you spent a little time on with us was time blocking your calendar. And I go back to thinking about that just a little bit because one of the things that you said is you got to have me time in there, and you need to put it on the calendar, and you need to stick to it. Creating me time is not something that most of us are comfortable with.
No, we think it's a waste of time.
We think it's a waste of time, that we are we have better things to do with our time than allowing some me time to take place. This kind of goes back to that, the motivated by kindness. One of the ways that we can be kind to ourselves is actually taking that me time, is actually scheduling that on the calendar. And don't just put it on the calendar and look at it, execute it. And that's the hardest thing about what we do with our calendars. We'll fill this bad boy up easily with thoughts and all that. Don't do it just to BS our own self.
Right.
You got to execute it. I mean, the calendar's there for a very specific reason. And it's not to look all collared up and say, oh, look how busy I am. That's not how it works. You got to execute it. And I think that me time, if I have to be honest with you, I think that that's an important feature. Now, the younger version of me would have said, oh, man, you're crazy. You're a fool. We don't need me time. We muster through this thing and we bust through it. You know why? Because society says that's what we do.
Yes. Exactly. And we're listening to that when we should not be, right?
So I can't help to think that the calendar is a good maybe starting point, possibly, or a way to create that kindness to ourselves. And then maybe whatever that may be, that me time, that's between you and yourself. Only those two identities get to know that, you and yourself, and then execute it.
Yeah. And even meditate on like
Whatever it may be, even if it is meditation. I
meditation is
bet.
an easy way to like get out of your own way, right? A lot of times we can be hard on ourselves during that too because our minds wander and then we're like, why am I it happens, right? We live in a busy world and then there's a lot of distractions, right? And I meditate 3 times a day and I've been doing that for at least 3 or 4 years. My son came up to me the other day, my 18-year-old, and he starts talking about meditation. I was like, are you going to meditate now? Because I've been trying to get him to do it for a minute because being a trader is it's not easy on your mind, right? So I've been trying to get him to do it. And all of a sudden he listens to somebody, one of the guys he listens to on YouTube was talking about how he meditates every single day. I'm like, okay, are you going to meditate now? Like,
Yeah, and it as frustrating as it sounds, I'm going through something similar with my mom, and she's now going to a fitness place, and it's taken a third party's viewpoint to motivate the physical activity for her, where she's willing to listen and absorb the critiques and learn new things, to make her body, her core stronger, because family can't do that.
no, you don't know anything about that.
You don't know. You're not me. I can't tell you about the aches and pains. Well, you're right. I'm not. But then you get a third party to say the exact same thing that you've been saying or preaching. Wow, it's amazing. They will listen.
Mm-hmm.
And there's almost a sense of jealousy, maybe a little bit. But at the same time, I'm like, I have to back off and say, I don't care how she receives it, as
Right.
long as there's a way for her to receive it.
Right. And the
So,
thing is like once you mention it and it's out there in the world and they're like they hear that, all of a sudden they're attracted to that, right? Like there's some sort of attraction because our is RAS, our articulating whatever system. They,
yeah, that
brings,
system.
yes, yes, it brings it back. So it's like it's information that's out there, right, all the time, and we keep saying it over and over again. But there's something about a third party saying it instead of us saying it.
And here's a simple act of kindness to yourself, Christine. You need to take a look from this angle. He's interested in meditation now. He's heard it from a third party. Now he sees value. And guess what? You need to just say to yourself, not to him, I started this. It's been in his mind. Good for me. Good
Right.
for me. That's the kindness to myself. Good for me. Don't care how he's
No.
now sparked or, interested. So you have to think, I'm the originator. I've been talking about this for 3 or 4 years to him. And now he hears someone else. And now the validation is,
Yeah.
hmm, mom's been
Third
saying
party
this. So,
validation.
Yes. Third party
yeah.
validation.
And
I was
this
good.
person's talking about it.
Yeah.
Mom's onto something. I need to listen to him, not mom.
Yeah. We listen to a gratitude scan from Jay Shetty every night, right? So our kids are like, whenever we go to a hotel or something, and it's just a hotel room, right? They're like, you guys have so much noise going on though. Like, I'm like, what do you mean noise? They're like, you play that video every night, so they know what our routine is, and yes, we do play it every night because it's meditating to go to bed with, right? But to them, it was just like noise. They didn't understand it. Now they're
Yeah,
starting to though.
it is. It is.
Yeah.
Earl, well, man, you've got some deep thought going on there. I see the creases between the eyes. What are you thinking there, buddy?
Well, first of all, I'm looking for a little parking spot so I could park my thoughts in between your conversations. So,
Hold your
uh,
thought for a second, would you? Just kidding. Go ahead.
mm-hmm, typical.
Typical.
Um, this past Sunday, I had kind of changed up my schedule a little bit. Usually I'm at the 11 a.m. service at my church. I changed it to the 9 o'clock service because I felt that I would be more productive as the day goes on if I started my day off early going to church. And plus, I had to talk to the pastor about something. As I attended church, I happened to sit next to the same guy that I did a death claim for his wife that passed away, died from a car accident. And Norm sat next to me, gave me a big pat on the shoulder. He goes, "How's your day going?" I said, "Better now." And that service, and at the end of the service, he goes, "I'm going to be heading out to breakfast. I want you to join me. It's on me." So we went to a nice breakfast place called First Watch. It's a pretty nice, cute little
Oh, yeah.
restaurant.
First watch is big.
It
Yes.
is. And it's
Yes,
good.
First Watch.
Yep.
And he's part of a Thursday group too. And the Thursday group happened to be sitting next to me. I didn't even know about it. And they say, "Hey, folks, we're going to invite my good friend Earl. This is Earl, the insurance agent. He's going to be joining us for breakfast this morning. I'm going to treat him." And that thought, I'm thinking to myself, I was going to schedule my day to go right to Dash, but I'm saying to myself, that me time, I think, is a little important to start my day off. And I gave up about an hour and a half of what I could have been doing on the road to be with new friends, that community that gives you a good feeling to get through the day, not to mention fill your tummy too. And just it just makes the rest of the day felt good. And by about 3:30, 4 o'clock, my day was done. I said, you know what? It's hot. I looked at my numbers. I said, I'm okay with this. It's Sunday. Sunday's my low day. I'm good. So head back to my apartment. I went to take a nap. I said, you know what? This day wasn't so bad after all. Sometimes those good things, the way it starts out, and it's a person like that that can give you that little inspiration in my men's fellowship group that it just empowers me a little bit.
So
Yep. Oh, go ahead.
another person's kindness
Right.
turns your day around.
Exactly.
Okay, go back to the original second question that I asked. Why can't we do that to ourselves? Because
Be-
this guy, let's face it, this guy just went through a horrendous, I can't even imagine time fairly recently.
that's right.
Just lost his wife, correct?
Right. The wife, how she survived, I mean, how she stayed alive after the impact of the crash, nobody knows. I mean, the car was demolished. I mean, it was bad. That's how bad it was. All right. I'm not going to get into specifics for people watching this, But all I'm gonna say this is God kept her alive just enough for her to say goodbye to her husband.
Wow.
And it
Yeah.
was a moment. So, but he's strong enough to know that God's going to protect her. But he's also know that he's around people that's going to give him that encouragement during the time when he needs it. And I will tell you right now, sometimes that inspiration makes you feel better as a person.
No doubt.
I
That
love
is
to
such a
say,
teaching moment right there, Earl.
It is exactly.
Go
But
ahead,
my
Mike. I'm sorry.
I was going to say there's now a void in his life, and you're helping to fill that with your uh, friendship and
yeah,
compassion.
Exactly.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I tell you, I'm not sure that I want to top that one. I think this is a good time for us to segue. Earl, that first, thanks for sharing that because that is the transparency that needs to take place for subjects like this to move forwards. And that's tough to do. Our egos love to get in the way of transparency. Why? Because we allow. But Earl, that was awesome, buddy. That is the teaching moment. And right now says it all. Wow. Folks, we're not licensed therapists. I think that's easy to see. But sometimes you got to watch what we do. You got to see the power behind of what our platform can create. And it's for the four of us. We hope that you enjoy it. Whether you do or not, the four of us are going to continue to do this. Why? Because look what the power just bought. We saw the best of the best, and we just took a subject by Jay Shetty from the app Calm, motivated by kindness, and witnessed live just now what something that just took place this weekend. It connected. And that's what it's all about, is connecting to the subjects that we listen to. So powerful, so meaningful to us. To that, I say amen. Please join us evermore.
Yeah, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Peace.
Deuces.